So you want to install a sick turbo kit for your car so you can make some faster lap times, make some cool spinny boy noises, and look really cool in front of all your friends. Well, today I'm going to show you how to install a turbo kit on your car, what you need to know installing a turbo kit on your car. We're going to take it down to our guys down at PVS Tuning, and finally we're going to put it on the dyno to see what type of horsepower we can make in the Pit Pony itself. I'm Tom, this is not the Pit Pony, this is all about turbo kits. I'm about to drop this thing to 30,000 feet. So how does a turbo even work? It's pretty simple really. You get your little spinny boy, all right? You take the exhaust gas coming out of the manifold, it runs through the hot side of the turbo, that then spins a little mechanism inside, sucking more cold air on the other side of the turbo, going back into the intake, creating more bang. You can't just go around putting turbo kits on cars. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't match up. So we need to go and speak to the experts at PVS so we can figure out how we can put their turbo kits into BRZs like this one and make more horsepower. So let's go. So you're after some sweet turbo parts for your car? Well, luckily I got you sorted, man, because we stock everything at Pro Speed Racing. If you're after Turbo Smart, GFB, Blausch Performance Turbos, HKS, wastegates, blow-off valves, intercoolers, boost controllers, we got you covered, man. So why don't you head on down to prospeedracing.com.au where you can shop to your heart's content and reach those speed and power dreams you've always wanted. Back to the show. I suppose the question on everyone's lips is, why is this turbo kit good for this car?
We've had a heap of development with it, and the G30, it's just paired really well to the new engine. So first and foremost, it's engineerable, 100%. So we're going through the engineering process at the moment. A sump, that's another big one, because all the standard sumps, as everyone knows, they're having oil pressure issues and surging issues and all that. Well, this sump, so far so good, it's deleted a lot of those problems. Until you get to a point where you're running a slick tyre or a sticky R tyre and you're punching some pretty decent laps, you're always going to get to an oil surge limit with a wet sump, and that's when you have to go dry sump and what have you, but it has to be going pretty quick lap times for that.
Yeah. And
just the fitment, I just find that they are the nicest fitting kit, less modification, as I said, to the car, and performance wise they're as good as anything, if not better, out there, you know. So I just think they're a really well-rounded package, and price-wise I think they sit right in the meat of the market. They're not overpriced, they're not, you know, the cheapest thing on the market, but they're just a good reliable kit.
You know, if we're aiming for, you know, 250 kilowatts, when do you really need to start aiming for, okay, actually, hang on, I need a new clutch, or I need a new transmission, or I need a new this, like
clutches are a little bit of a grey area as far as torque. It's all torque based. Forget about power, it's more what torque it's generating, what RPM. So we've found that the standard clutch is upgraded on the 2022 or the new 86 GRs and the BRZs.
Yep.
From what the previous gen was, they were a lesser clutch. So these ones seem to handle around the 230 kilowatt out of the box.
Yeah, okay.
So like a stage 1 tune, I call it, which is a wastegate tune, 230, 240 kilowatt. It'll handle that on the stock clutch so far. If you push that one a little bit more, trying to push maybe 250 or whatever, that's when we find they start to slip.
Okay.
So, and we've had guys already doing track days at Eastern Creek on the stage 1, the entry level kit, like what we're doing on your one, and the stock clutch has been fine, he hasn't complained about it, and he's doing reasonable times. He's not just, he's not tooling around, he's giving it a hard time. So, but anything past that, you'd want to go a clutch, or if you go E85, 100% clutch. And probably gearbox. Yeah,
well, I suppose speaking of track times, you mentioned it before, you're obviously quite a famous man when it comes to Eastern Creek, because you set the fastest BRZ time.
I'll take
86, I should
I'll
say.
I'll take the famous, but yeah.
So, what was the time? It was 1:45.3. So that's the time we have to beat, essentially.
That's it, yeah, but then I'm going to go out again, the turbo. So. So but anyway, but yeah, that's so far, yeah, because we haven't driven a turbo around there yet, but yeah, I'd like to see it a few seconds quicker than that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All
Well, you'd think so. At least a couple. I'd like to see a 40, 43, maybe a 42.
Okay.
That'd be cool. But
Yeah.
we'll find out.
So we have no hope then, basically.
Oh
trying to beat
yeah.
you.
Depends who's driving. He might hustle it harder than I do. So
Yeah.
never say never.
Never
Might
say
break
never.
down. Never know.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's
Well,
it.
mate, it sounds like you are the man for the job, and I don't think
Righto.
we could make it without you. So
No.
thank you so
No
much.
worries, man. All good.
Appreciate
Good
it.
luck.
What kind of dyno do you think we're going to get?
250 kilowatts.
250? Man, that's actually really generous. That's actually really good. I was thinking more like 220. So if you actually want to go check out the list of stuff on the BRZ itself, it's going to be in the description of this episode. It's going to be all hyperlinked. You can find all these parts at Pro Speed Racing. So go check them out. And you can see a tremendous amount of heat wrapping. So why do we have a tremendous amount of heat wrapping? Well, we kind of discovered that the turbo kit was producing a lot of heat and there wasn't a lot of ventilation. So what we had to do was pretty much heat wrap everything that we could in the front of this little engine bay here and put as many blankets on as we possibly could to stop the heat from making the temperatures go way too high. So that's a little learning curve for everyone who's wanting to turbo their 86 or their BRZ. Location of the turbo is everything and ventilation is everything. So we basically stripped out a few components that were sitting within behind the bumper bar. We also got a proper Japanese spec hood for this car as well, which is bringing a lot of air coming into the engine bay, which is awesome. And that's going to really disperse a lot of the heat problems that we were having because our temp gauge was essentially going nuts. So with the right set of tools and the right people around you, we managed to fix the problem. So really good job. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It took a few days to do this one, but it was really, really exciting to do. Tyler down at PVS Tuning is just absolutely amazing to get this job done and get it ready for us to head to the track. Putting a turbo on your car is, like, who doesn't like putting a turbo on a car, right? If you took some value out of this, or you're keen on the parts that you saw in today's episode, or you just want to know a little bit more about turboing your car, give us a call or head to our website, www.prospeedracing.com.au. You can follow us on all the socials, Pro Speed Racing @ on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Until then, next time we talk about brakes.